Van families! Today we have some excellent resources to share about coping with stress and anxiety, both for yourself and for kids. And I don't know about you, but I feel like there's been a lot of extra stress out in the world today. And for those of us that are already coping with the stress and anxiety of being parents, any little bit helps. The Pinal Early Childhood Coalition that we started to talk about last week has some additional great resources that I'm going to mention today. So feel free to shoot me any questions or comments, and we'll try and address those either on the video or in the comments afterwards. So one of the first resources that I want to mention is First Things First. As my Fun Van families know, Fun Van is supported by First Things First, so we love them. And they have some excellent podcasts and videos and articles to help with coping with stress during this time. And so you can check out firstThingsFirst.org for that. One of the ones I want to mention is a podcast called What Looks Like Misbehavior Might Be Stress. I know that for me, if I don't act right, I don't feel right, and I know that's the same for my kids. And so some of those little misbehaviors that you might be seeing, they're not trying to act out or be extra naughty, they just might be extra stressed. So that might give you some tools to help you handle their stress. Preventing Toddler Tantrums is another great article there. Hi, Rebecca. Hi, Brighton. And Keeping the Peace, helping a toddler to reduce their stress, kind of go hand in hand together. Any of those skills to help with toddler tantrums are helpful all throughout the year, I think. Another great video that is on there is about how babies sense parents' emotions to help them understand the world. So our kids are picking up on some of our stress. And if our stress is higher than usual right now, our kids can pick up on that, especially since their routine has been thrown out the window. And a lot of us don't know what's going on. They have even less of an idea what's going on. So they can't go to the park anymore, don't know why. They're going to be mad at you about it. So some of these are some great tools to help with that. Some give you some ideas to just kind of shake up your thinking about why your kids might be misbehaving right now. And if you need someone to reach out to call, the Birth to 5 helpline is a great resource. You can call 1-877-705-KIDS, or 5437, and they have information. They can talk to you about a lot of topics from sleep and health and nutrition, challenging behaviors, just general child development, if you have potty training issues, and I'm sure that they have a lot of tools to deal with the current situation as well. And you can also check out their website. Their website is thebirth5helpline.org, or it might just take you to Southwest Human Development's website. Once you're there, Recent News has some great resources, like weekly at-home lesson plans. With us being cooped up at home with our kids, our creativity might be going down, down, down. And just having some ideas to spice up your day can help to break up some of that stress as well. The lesson plans have some cool finger plays, some ideas to engage with your kids differently. And they also have tips to stay active. I don't know about you, but some days I get far too few steps in when I'm at home and I don't have anything going on. So getting some new ideas for that is great as well. And they have some recipes and ideas for homemade paint, slime, and Play-Doh. I know we already gave you some great recipes for Play-Doh, but it never hurts to have extra recipes for Play-Doh. And those are some great resources for you as a parent to check out to get those new ideas. I know that one of the causes of stress that could be happening right now is going to the grocery store is kind of a giant ordeal, and you might not even get what you're looking for, and feeding our kids might be a little bit harder right now. So there are some awesome schools that are doing the school meal sites, and we'll include a link there so you can find the closest school to you that's participating. You'll likely need to have your kids in the car for that, so make sure to load them in. Maybe they'll enjoy getting out of the house for that short little drive. And they typically give out a bag for breakfast and for lunch. So this is some great resource for you as well. I feel like I've said great resource about 37 times, but I do think that they are excellent resources. Now, to shake off all those great resources, I have some mindfulness activities that you can actually do with your kids. These are great if you see that little person you love start to get way too ramped up or way too upset or way too frazzled, however they show you their stress. But they're also good for you to try too, because I think as we deal with things, sometimes we forget to go back to the basics and forget to just take a deep breath sometimes. I know that telling a stressed out person to take a deep breath is like throwing oil into a fire, but it is a great thing to just sit and to focus on your breathing a little bit. And these are some fun ways to do that, because if you tell your kids to breathe, they're going to look at you like, they're either going to not have any idea what you're talking about or be like, I am breathing, Mom. Like, I breathe all the time. So these are some activities you can do. One of them is it's called Give 5. You can put up your hand with all 5 fingers, and you can guide your kids through breathing as you move your hands, as you move your other hand over your fingers. You don't want to do it super fast because then you're like hyperventilating, but as you trace your finger up, you take a deep breath in, and then you let it out as you go down. It's kind of hard to explain it and do it at the same time, but I think you get my gist. So those are great ways to focus. That's a thing that you could do to focus on taking longer and deeper breaths. One thing that works well for my son Brighton is to tell him to smell a flower and blow out a candle. So when we get upset, sometimes he tells us, smell a flower, Mommy, blow out a candle. So he's reminding us to take a deep breath, which is great. Another fun breathing activity is called bumblebee breathing. You can encourage your kids to plug their ears, and so they take a deep breath in, and then as they plug their ears, they breathe out and say buzz as long as they can. Buzz. And you could try other sounds too. Hum and oh are good sounds. Or you can get creative with your kids and tell them to try to do a snake breath. That might be like a or a bear breath. I don't even know what that one would sound like, but I'm sure some kids do. Or a dragon breath. What kid doesn't want to have dragon breath, right? So let us know what activities you're doing to calm yourself down and to even help your kids calm down when they're stressed out too. And while you're thinking of some of those activities, I did want to share another great mindfulness activity is making sensory bottles with your kids. It's like a 2-for-1. You're doing like a craft activity that'll later help you to change how your mind is focusing your energy. So if you just turn it over, you can watch the glitter and the things fall, and you can just encourage your kids to watch as the stuff falls down and tell you what they see. Like this one has some cool heart shapes and some red glitter. And depending on how you make it, the stuff might fall faster or slower, so you can try a few different recipes or objects in there to see how your sensory bottle looks. Here's another example. And then moms and dads and caregivers, when you're done making them, you just want to glue them on the top so your kids don't take a nice big drink of some sensory bottle, because that wouldn't be very good. As you saw, this one fell a lot. My son says that a dragon breath is a roar, which I can see that. So, and this is a good way to focus on something other than what's stressing you out. Watching cool stuff float down. These are made with just an empty water bottle and some glitter that's been put in some hot water, and then some other things are added into it. We can post our recipe for sensory bottles in there. But look at what you have around your house. You don't need to go necessarily find glitter. You can try some rice. You can put other things in there, although I don't know if I'd put rice in with water. It might, I don't know. But maybe fiddle with what you have before you glue it shut, so that way if it doesn't end up working as well as you like it, you can dump it out and try again. So well, I hope that you guys are all finding great ways to cope with stress and anxiety at home. I know I need to practice some of these strategies myself when I get a little worked up at home as well. And we look forward to seeing you tomorrow.